Okay, today we are playing a game on King's Row. We are in the 2200 SR range, and we will be playing Orisa the entire way through. And our current team composition is Orisa, Winston, Reaper, Pharah, Lucio, and Mercy. So very average, except for the Orisa. Orisa a little worse at attacking than defending, because she is a very slow hero. She can attack, contrary to popular belief. You just have to be pretty patient to actually do it. I would prefer D.Va, just because I think D.Va Winston is the best combo of tanks in the game right now, especially versus uncoordinated teams, because uncoordinated teams are really bad at dealing with the two tanky people that just dove onto your team, plus the other people running around doing damage. I'm probably about to really prefer Zarya if the change that just went on the PTR actually makes it to live, where you can't use movement abilities to get out of the graviton anymore. Isn't that a scary thought? Oh god. Funnily enough, I think Orisa can actually still get out of it, though, because they directly compared it to Junkrat's trap. And even if Orisa's in the trap, if she pushes shift, she can just walk off again. Just breaks the trap. So I think Orisa, funnily enough, can still get out of the graviton. But anyway, we're not playing Zarya right now, we're playing Orisa, so let's start the game. So, actually, before we start the game, also there were some Metro turrets outside, but we've got a Winston, so that's no problem. Here's just a general thing with Orisa that I'm not going to point out like every single time it happens, but this is an efficiency thing that most people don't really do, but you should do. And that is, your shield should always be on cooldown. Even if your shield is in a good position and like perfectly healthy, just shoot one straight up into the air. Because the first one stays deployed until the second one actually lands, but the cooldown starts when you shoot the shield. So by the time it actually lands on the ground again, it's like 3-4 seconds till it's back off cooldown. So you just, maximum possible uptime on the shield, you're getting as much out of its cooldown as possible, you know? And then you're refreshing it as frequently as possible. So that's just an efficiency thing that you want to be trying to do as Orisa. So, just like, you know, you'll see that happening. Like right now, you just shoot the shield over there and put it down right now, and had the cooldown ticking. So, our team is mostly dive-centric, except for us, but it's not the end of the world. We can't really... There is a turret inside of the coffee shop right here, though, so we should break that, because we just saw it tasering Mercy. So, it's not the end of the world that we can't dive in with them, because we can do damage to them from really far away and let our more dive-centric people actually finish them off. Now, we are standing in not the most helpful location, right over here. We've been standing over here the entire time. We can't really see anything. Just, like, go around this way and start getting set up, like, over here and start shooting into people, because we haven't really been doing anything over there for, like, 30 seconds. So, shield's off cooldown right now. We should put it somewhere. Other thing about halt, most Orisa players do this, where they just shoot it directly out in front of them. You don't really want to shoot it like ground level, you want to shoot it in the air, and the reason for that is, people don't actually regain control of themselves until they touch the ground. So if you shoot it at the ground, they just, as soon as the pull-in is over, they just start walking off. If you shoot it like 5 feet into the air, that's more like 10 feet into the air, but you know, if you shoot it into the air, they don't actually regain control until they drop down to the ground. So if you shoot it into the air, they are effectively CC'd for slightly longer because they can't start moving until they actually land again. So that's another efficiency thing. So yeah, now we're gonna sit back here and we're gonna shoot into them. And they have a D.Va and a Reinhardt, which makes it, you know, a little bit awkward, but we are very good at breaking Reinhardt's shield as Orisa, so that's fine. Again, you know, shield's off cooldown right now, just like shoot it straight up into the air if you don't want to use it. If you are in the middle of a fight, you do want to just like chuck it down at the ground, but in most cases if you're in an actual fight, it's going to get broken before the cooldown ends anyway. So, team slowly advancing in. We don't really want to advance in just yet because we don't have our shield yet, so even though our team's going in, we can wait like 2.5 seconds, right, for our shield to come up again. Then we can put the shield here and start advancing in further. Basically, we want to, like, leapfrog forward with our shield, really. Because we can still stay back with our shield back there and be doing effectively what we're doing right now. But we're safer because we're further back and actually behind our shield. And then, now that our shield's up, we could put it, like, here, move forward safely, and then start doing it from there. And, you know, just slowly advancing like that. This is what I'm saying. When you're attacking with Orisa, you've got to be fairly patient because you need to advance with your shield because if you don't advance with your shield, you'll get killed, because Orisa is actually rather soft. So you do need your shield's cooldown to be up before you start advancing. So, there's D.Va. D.Va's going around the right-hand side right now. We are trying to shoot this Reinhardt still. The thing is, D.Va's like going around the back side of us. Mercy's standing behind us, and we actually see Mercy starts taking health. That's D.Va. D.Va's behind us right now, shooting our Mercy. So we should be, like, turning around to deal with that. Then Mercy walks forward because she's getting pressured by the D.Va, and she just gets killed. By walking into these people. We needed to actually, like, deal with the D.Va coming up behind us, because generally the person behind you want to stop having be behind you. So, we're coming back out now. We've got most of the bongo built up, which is cool and all, but kind of hard to use if you're attacking, because you do want to put it out of line of sight of the enemy team, but still in line of sight of your team, which tends to be kind of hard if you're the one advancing in. But, so Winston's used his shield right here, which is not exactly a good use of company resources. I don't know why Winston players always do this. How are you going to dive in if your shield's on cooldown, dog? Look, he's diving in. The shield's only like half off cooldown right now. Whatever. So, we've come over here to wait for this health kit. There's a Mercy trying to get to us right now. And that Mercy also kind of looks like she wants help because she's half HP. So we should have just, like, been going over to the Mercy to let her heal us instead. So, here's the spooky thing about what we're doing right now. Okay, so we've just put the shield down, right in front of the enemy team. All of them, mind you, so the shield's gonna get broken up pretty quickly. And a lot of our team is actually dead. D.Va's looking right at us, and she sees us, and she sees Mercy, so she's gonna start walking out at us right now. So here's the thing. We put our shield in the choke point, which is already not gonna get much mileage. And now it's in such a position that we can't actually dance in and out of it, because that's how you fight when people get on top of you. You move in, and you move out, and you move in, you move out, you move in, you move out, and you, like, use halt to to stop them and slow them. And it can be surprisingly hard to kill an Orisa that's actually dancing in and out of her shield correctly. Like, I've been playing a lot of Reaper this season because I'm actually allowed to now. He's a pretty cool new hero. Blizzard just put him in the game. You know, they stealth added him, didn't put it in the patch notes or anything like that. So, he's pretty cool. I've been liking him. And it's surprisingly hard to even kill an Orisa if she's just like in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, halts you, and then she's got Fortify as well, which is a damage reduction. So we can't do that right now, though, because it's right in front of the choke point, which means it's right in front of the enemy team, which means D.Va's just gonna walk at us and kill us. And we end up getting caught on this beam, and we end up getting killed by the D.Va, which feels bad. So we did get rezzed. I don't know about that one, personally, but she did decide to res us, so whatever. Our team is starting to gather back up again. We do have the supercharger built up. We cannot be doing what we're doing right now, because the entire enemy team is still looking at us, and we're a very soft tank. Granted, Hanzo did just shoot the dragon past us as well, but moving in is definitely death. So, however, as we can see, Lucio is just... Oh god, I pushed a button. Oh no, disaster. Where were we? Oh, a little bit more forward. A little bit more forward. Oh god, I pushed a button. Disaster. So, Lucio's managed to kill the teleporter. Bunch of people just got killed over here. Good job, Reaper and Pharah, basically killing, like, their entire team. Fire the shield off, yeah. You want to do that, like, as soon as possible. Again, just like we want this on cooldown all the time, basically, so that we're getting as much out of it as possible. This is a drastic overuse of company resources, because there aren't actually very many people here. Like, we put it down when we see only D.Va. We shouldn't need the supercharger to kill D.Va, especially since she was already losing her mech. Enemy team also now pulling illegal maneuvers where they are coming out to fight us right here. So, thing with halt as well. We knew Hanzo was up here shooting down at people. Halt's not, like, always pull people off of high ground with halt if you can. Even if you're not focusing that person, pull them off the high ground. Because as we know, as Master Obi-Wan Kenobi taught us, high ground is really fucking overpowered and we want them off it as quickly as possible. If you've got halt, don't shoot it at people, shoot it at the person on high ground and pull them off the high ground, because you don't want them up there. So Reaper's doing that. Good job, Reaper. They didn't have anybody that could stop him, so he just killed the entire team right there. Enemy team wasn't really allowed to be fighting out there anyway, so at least they got punished for it. There's some justice in the world. So, this is happening right here. D.Va, Mercy's going off right now to show her the business. We are, like, leaving Mercy to, like, deal with that by herself, basically. We should, like, stay with Mercy to make sure she actually kills the D.Va. She does kill the D.Va, but like, we just like left Mercy by herself to do that. Go help the Mercy and then come over here. So, we're up here now. We've got the barrier on the shield. We've got the barrier on the shield, yes. We've got the barrier on the payload. Okay, like, just like shoot it off ahead of you, because like, we want it on cooldown. It's gonna be hard, it's hard to just shoot it like straight up in the air and have it land directly on the payload again. Just like move it further ahead, because like, half broken, cooldown up, you know, efficiency. We want our shield to be as healthy as possible, as frequently as possible. So, see, we could have done that sooner, and, like, had a healthier shield, and then it would be, like, off cooldown again now, and then we could move it up here. Oh, see? You know. So, again, shoot these, like, off the ground so that they're CC'd slightly longer, because they have to touch the ground again to start moving. Should chuck the shield slightly further forward, right there, because we are trying to, like, advance into the enemy team right now. You know, just, like, chuck it, like, here-ish. That's a little far. Like, here-ish, you know. We don't want to sit, like, all the way back. We want to actually be able to, like, see around the payload a little bit better and still. And it's also kind of, like, leaving us behind. We want to still, like, be in range of the healing. So we did just use Fortify, so we can't try and block this. Lucio would have died regardless, so, you know, that feels bad, man. D.Va's behind us. That's, like, not a good use of Earth Shatter at all, because I can't imagine... Like, he was using that purely to kill you. Not a good use of company resources. But whatever, if he wants to use Earth Shatter like that, that's his business, you know. So, now we have to walk all the way across the street, as Orisa, which is, very, very sad, because we have 0 mobility as Orisa. You can, like, try and do some, like, chuck the shield geometry, like, chuck over building kind of stuff. And I mean, you might as well, while you're walking back. You know, there's no guarantee you're gonna actually land it anywhere, but you might as well, because you still have to walk all the way over there anyway, and it might help out. Or if you can kind of see a fight happening, just, like, chuck it into the fight ahead of you. You know, you gotta walk there anyway, so you might as well. So we're moving in now. There's a Zenyatta. Again, if you, like, chuck it, like, just a little bit off the ground, you probably kill this Zenyatta, because he's really easy to hit, because he's really close. So if you, like, hold him in place slightly longer, you probably actually could kill him. So. Enemy team advancing into us right now. This is the thing with Orisa as well, is that you have to be really certain about where you're moving up to, because you can get collapsed in on, and there's nothing you can do about it. Enemy team starts collapsing in on us, we don't retreat back quickly enough. Backly quick enough, I was about to say, which is definitely proper English. And they just end up collapsing and killing us, which doesn't feel very good. Does look like we would have died anyway, because I did just see Pharah kill people with Barrage. We would have probably died to the Barrage, because Orisa's pretty big, tends to get killed by rockets quite quickly from Barrage. So we're trying to kill the Pharah right there. Hard to do as Orisa, because we have a projectile minigun, which is... It always seems so weird to me that Orisa's gun is projectile instead of hit scan. At the same time, though, hit scan would probably be too strong if it was hit scan. So, I'm sure they tested it. So we do almost have the supercharger up, which is, again, still quite hard to use on attack, but, you know, we've almost got it. Correct use, we move around the corner and put it there. D.Va does start coming in, but the Reinhardt immediately takes her away, which we have now, so... Oh god, this is happening. Fortunately, the supercharger doesn't actually get damaged by Dragon Strike. And also, fortunately, Reaper just went over there and killed a bunch of people with, Death Blossom, that's the name of his ultimate. He's a new hero, look, give me credit. Look, I don't know what all his abilities are called yet. So, team managed to get through right there, great, awesome. We do have a Reinhardt now, which I think benefits Orisa a lot, because basically then you have a 2,900 HP shield, which is great. And if you're being, like, as efficient as possible, like, shoot it up. Like, imagine, right, that you're on, like, a 2CP map, and you've got the Reinhardt there, and then you're just shooting it up into the air every time possible. So then it's only got, like, a 3-second cooldown. It's, like, always up, which means Reinhardt's shield is also always up, and that's when it gets obnoxious to actually get past Orisa and Reinhardt. We also still have Winston, so we've got, like, every barrier in the game right now. So... Reinhardt puts his shield up, doesn't get pulled in by Halt. There is a Hanzo over there, like, put your shield in front of the Hanzo a lot sooner than that, because he's going to be the one that kills you, because, you know, we've got a pretty big head as Orisa. We are going in. We're getting, like, really close to the enemy team with low HP. We shouldn't start walking the way we were going at all. Just, like, turn back around, come out here sooner. There is a D.Va up on the roof right now, but she gets driven away. Here's Pharah. Pharah's doing that. That's pretty spooky. There's also a Zenyatta behind us, if you can fucking believe it. That's, like, the worst situation for Orisa to be in, where there's a fight happening on all sides of you. Because, unless you can kill one side really quickly, you're gonna get fucked, basically. You can put the shield down and try to, like, dance in and out between it, but if there's people on, like, every side of you, you're gonna get fucked, you know? Mind you, one of them was Zenyatta, which is a pretty unusual circumstance, but, you know. So I tried to pull some people into the hole there, didn't quite pull it off, it's hard to do. This is kind of why I also don't play Orisa. I find it really hard to tell when, like, the ball is indicating that somebody is in range. Which I mostly put down to, like, being colorblind, but it's probably just that I'm actually bad. So, yeah, there's somebody behind us right now, by the way. It's Hanzo up there. So, like, when was this first obvious? Right there. That scatter arrow came from behind us, because it didn't come from in front of us. So we should, like, spin round, try to deal with that, because we just got hit from with a scatter arrow from behind. But we don't notice. He's there. We could have pulled him off of the high ground with Halt. But we didn't notice. He killed us. We actually managed to pull Mercy off the edge with Halt, because I guess it hit the wall and then pulled her off, so awesome. She's probably pretty upset about that one. Hanzo currently killing everyone, because he's still behind us right now. Should have been shooting at him even after we fired the Halt, because he was in range for a little bit longer right there, but we killed him anyway, so, you know. Mercy rezzed Zenyatta, but somebody else died, didn't they? Oh, Reaper's all the way back here. I guess that's why she didn't res him. She could have done it. She could have stepped... Oh, no. I guess she's kind of like all the way over there. Alright, fair enough. Alright, fine. I'll forgive her this one time. So, it'll take a while to start actually shooting at the Reinhardt right there. We've got like 9,000 barriers, so the Earth Shatter doesn't actually hit us, but nobody's touching the payload. Killed the Reinhardt, though, so suck it, Reinhardt. Yeah, you know, we gotta walk forward. Even if we don't really want to walk forward, we gotta walk forward. That's my favorite thing on King of the Hill, fucking hell, King's Row. Put the shield up on the pulpit of the church. God, they're upset. Especially if they got a Widowmaker or a Hanzo, they're so upset about it. So, we are gonna try and stand too far up. We are doing that because, you know, that's just fun to do. We are going to stand, like, too far up, because we're trying to stand up in the gate right here, which is really hard to stand in. So, you know, the thing is, you don't get to keep the, shield up there for very long. We have thrown that into a really awkward location, where it's, like, mostly outside of the choke point, and actually not giving us very much coverage. We are just also still generally standing too far forward. We wanted to be standing, like, where we're standing right now, basically, the entire time. We've lost our Symmetra immediately, which is not exactly good, because that means she's not going to put her teleporter up in a timely fashion, which is sort of the point. And we've also lost Reaper, so we're down quite a few people right now, and they're just sort of going to start slowly advancing in on us. Right here, shoot your shield straight up into the air, because, you know, that shield's going to break pretty soon. Or you can just put it straight down on the ground again, because they are starting to move in. But, like, as soon as the cooldown, basically. We want it on cooldown again. So, we have left our shield behind, but they're kind of on all sides of us right now, and most of our team is dead, so it doesn't really matter what we do. We're gonna get fucked, because, Orisa by herself, generally not gonna get too very much work done. Kinda is fairly dependent on her team. Like, Orisa is really good at, like, dropping people low, but she tends to have trouble actually killing people. Because, she doesn't do, like, that much, like, upfront damage, right? Her machine, like, her minigun, you know, it does quite a bit of damage, but you're not gonna, like, suddenly kill somebody. So she is fairly dependent on having people there to help actually, like, finish off kills, you know? So, we pull the Pharah back basically at max range as well, so on the Halt, so that's pretty cool. We should be, like, standing near our shield still. Like, we chuck the shield over there. D.Va's still on us, so we should, like, chuck it at our feet and start dancing in and out of the shield so that D.Va can't actually hit us as well. But D.Va's just, like, too far forward anyway, so she's gonna have to start backing up. She's trying to run away right now. We use the halt a little late, but then we pull Mercy forward and kill her instead, so, I mean, you know. It's the Roadhog effect, where you think you're gonna hook something, and then actually something completely different comes out. Good times, man. So our Reaper, is in really far right now, and he's managed to kill their Hanzo, which is cool. We are standing pretty far forward right now, because we're starting to actually fight them, like, outside of their spawn at this point. Like, we can see their spawn gate from here now. So we are getting a little bit far forward right now. But, I mean, we've still got, like, 9,000 shields, because we have a Symmetra as well. So, I mean, I guess, you know, again, slightly off the ground, CC'd longer. So we got the supercharger right here. We come around here to put it out of line of sight. That's good. Definitely want to do that. I think we're trying to push past the... Because the first time I watched this, I was like, oh, that doesn't work. That does 1,000 damage. I think we're actually trying to push past it, but we can't because it's blocking the doorway, which feels really bad. One of my favorite clips that I've ever seen was on Volskaya Industries, and... You know, on the second checkpoint, there's the closet inside the gate with the little health kit inside of it. There's only got one doorway in. The D.Va pushed, like, the Mercy and Soldier, I think, into that room, and then just ulted in the doorway. And it was just, like, 3 seconds of them trying to push out of the doorway, and they just couldn't. And the D.Va was, like, emoting behind her ultimate. I was like, oh, God. Oh, it would feel so bad, but it was so funny. So... Farah just ulted over there. She only managed to kill their Mercy, but honestly, I consider that to be a pretty good deal, honestly. That was, like, actually the worst way he could have possibly been bumped right there, because he got bumped behind all of our shields. But at the same time, he only managed to hit you and Reinhardt, so it's not exactly the end of the world. There's a change I don't understand, right? Well, okay, I think I do understand, because, change that just went through on the public, the PTR. First off, there was the Graviton change, which is cool and all. They're also making it so that Reaper's E is way less fucking loud and obvious, which is great, because you teleport and you hear him from, like, across the map. Death comes. Very fucking sneaky, Reaper. Good job. Other change on the PTR, when Reinhardt bonks off of somebody, so Reinhardt or Doomfist, they no longer take damage. They are not knocked down still, but they no longer take damage. With neither you nor the person you bonked off of. So that's really weird to me. I can only assume it's so that Reinhardt doesn't accidentally kill Doomfist a lot of the time, because that change just seems like it's way harder to punish Reinhardts for using bad charges. Because that's the thing, right? Like, the Reinhardt charges in badly. You bonk off of each other, but the thing is, he's right in front of your team, so he gets bursted down, you get healed, you get back up, you've killed the Reinhardt because he charged in poorly. If he doesn't take that big chunk of damage from the countercharge, he might not actually die for it anymore. So it actually just makes it harder to punish a Reinhardt for engaging poorly. So, and it also seems weird to me that they decided to change this a year after release. Like, right now is when they decide to change this. So, that's really weird to me. I can only assume it's because if they didn't do that, you would bonk off Doomfist and just, like, kill him. Basically. Every time. Not, like, you wouldn't quite kill him, but you'd basically kill him. They did say that they're fixing his fucking swing, which is great. Would love that, as well as him swinging slightly faster. 10% faster, I think, so that's cool. Maybe I'll get to play Reinhardt again. That'd be fantastic. So anyway, though, we're playing Orisa right now, who is similar to Reinhardt in many ways, but not quite. So, we took a big chunk of damage right there, and then we walk forward again, walk backwards. You've got 75 HP, you're not allowed to walk forward anymore, you gotta start walking backwards. So Reaper's over there right now planning something, no doubt. He doesn't have his ultimate, so he can't be planning anything too ingenious. So, teleporter's there. We come up, we find these supports right here. Could have moved the teleporter, fucking hell. If you could move the teleporter, that'd be pretty cool. Could have moved the shield a little bit sooner to block that right click, because, you know, We can see what this guy's planning. He's gonna move all the way around the shield and use it. Could have chucked it down slightly faster to try and block him. Which might have made a difference, because then he walks forward and does that. But then he just gets tased. Feels bad. So Reaper Death Blossomed over there and only killed Mercy, which is a bit lackluster for a Death Blossom, but, you know, whatever. So we're alive again. We don't have to walk all the way back up the street phase again, which is fantastic news. What's his plan? How does he think he's going to get away with that one? Dude's got like 150 health. How does he think he's going to get away with that one? Whatever. So, D.Va ate that one. Feels bad, you know. Happens. She is just sort of trying to walk straight through the choke point at us, which is not really allowed. It looked like our Reinhardt pinned Symmetra. Because she's just fucking gone, like, as soon as he goes through. I was like, was that not our Reinhardt for a second? So Reinhardt has gone in way too deep right now. Should have been focusing the Zenyatta a lot sooner than that, rather than sort of going half and half with him and the D.Va. We tried to get him home, but, you know, when Reinhardt goes off too far, you only have so many ways to help the man. Was he about to use Earth Shatter? No, I don't think so. He did tumble through the air very pleasingly, though. That was nice. So there's a Mercy. We are standing too far forward right now because we don't have our shield up. You don't want to be standing ahead of your shield ever, and your shield was off cooldown. So if you're going to move forward like that, you got to use your shield, because otherwise you get fucked and die. And now we have to walk all the way back. We've got no mobility, so it's going to take us fucking forever. We came out of the gate. We came out of the spawn area at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's see what time it is by the time we get back. "20 seconds to get here." Spawns, man. So, we are starting to move in right now, and then that happened right behind us, and that feels bad, man.
Heroes never die.
And then she didn't res us either, even though we died, like, right next to Reinhardt. Now we have to walk back again. So that's, 40 seconds we spent not in the game right there. Yeah, you know, sometimes you arrive and then you just get fucked by an ultimate that happens right as you arrive. You know, it happens. Alright, so we're back now. We're here. We chucked the shield out. We could have tried a little sooner to chuck it into somewhere helpful, and I mean, we might as well. You know. So, team is starting to advance up a little bit further. We can move up to the corner, you know, if we chuck our shield up there, but that is a little spooky. We move around the corner, put the supercharger down. Great, that's what we want to do. We do chuck the shield generator in a the shield in a not too helpful place, because that's kind of just, like, not blocking anything, really. Could have put it, like, right on top of the supercharger. So, yeah, they're not gonna break the supercharger. It's in super deep. That's not gonna break the supercharger because the dragon doesn't do any damage to it. We sort of put the moves on the Reinhardt right there. Oh, no, Reinhardt. Oh, no. Even if that hit people, that would still be a bad ultimate because your team's not there. So D.Va's coming in right now. Their Mercy came in as well. She was getting pressured from behind, so she kind of had to move forward, and then she got fucked. We killed Hanzo. We didn't know Hanzo was there, I think, but we killed Hanzo. I didn't know Hanzo was there, so great. You know, it's always nice when you just get a kill on somebody suddenly. So yeah, you know, shield should have put it down sooner. Could have done whatever. They haven't got very long left now. We don't have supercharger for this push, which is unfortunate, but I mean, you know, it's not like the best ultimate in the game or anything like that. You know, it's not quite a graviton that you can't escape out of. So that's pretty spooky, because they just got pushed directly onto our face right there. I would put shield down, like, right at my feet right about now, mostly anticipating, like... Well, I was going to say mostly anticipating Reinhardt Earth Shattering, but he doesn't have his Earth Shatter because he just used it when he died, didn't he? So, you know, whatever. So we are just sort of trying to muscle our way in right now, which is kind of scary because we are advancing into, like, their entire team. We have, like, ended up on the wrong side of the street, basically, where we want to be on this side of the street rather than this side of the street, because this is where our team is going to be gathering up, because, you know, that's where they're trying to push the payload. Over here, we're kind of, like, isolated from the rest of our team, so we want to try and, like, be over here when this starts happening rather than over here. And, you know, then they just kind of kill us. Feels bad. Mercy's got her ultimate. Does she res us? I would res us if I was Mercy. That's like you and Reaper. No, she's gonna die with her ultimate. You know, that's cool. Whatever. Looks like it doesn't matter. So, whatever, I guess. But now we have to walk back again. Oh, King's Row. Justice is happening out there, apparently. It killed the other Farah. How about that? So we could have chucked our shield over there. They just weren't touching the payload. Awesome. We might have pulled them off the payload, actually. So, good job us if that's what happened. But hey, we won! Great, awesome, feels good, man. So, what's the play of the game? Let's watch the play of the game. Reaper? It's gotta be Reaper, right? If not Reaper, Farah? No, it's gotta be Reaper. Yeah, it's Reaper. I think we can infer roughly what's going to happen here. Yep, Oh, look, nobody's looking. He just straight up walked at them and nobody looked. Oh, no. His name was Rampage and he got the eliminations card. Good job. So, the thing, I think mostly got the idea with Orisa. There's, like, the efficiency things, you know, shoot shield on cooldown as much as possible. Always on cooldown. Shoot your halt off the ground so that, like, they have to fall before they can actually start moving again. You know, a little bit easier to kill them. We do advance in a few times when we don't actually have our shield to advance with. If you're pushing in, you have to push in with your shield. You don't want to leave your shield behind. You just sit with your shield. I mean, unless you just, like, can't see anybody anymore, right? As long as you can still be doing something behind your shield, just wait behind your shield until it's off cooldown, then put it forward, and then move forward with your shield. You always want to push forward with your shield. Unless you just, like, can't do anything from that shield's position anymore. If it's just, like, they all disappear, and you can't see them anymore, and you're not going to do anything from that position, then just, like, move forward, because, you know, you want to be doing something. But as long as you can still be doing something from your shield, wait until it's off cooldown, and then advance forward with it. Those are like the biggest things that stood out. I feel like mostly got the idea. It's just like kind of like efficiency things and like patience when attacking, or like pushing in, I suppose. And getting a little bit overeager on defense a few times where we like push forward a little bit too far. And then we get blown up. We have to be very careful as Orisa, because we are a hero that's very, very easy to hit, and her head is fucking gigantic as well, and we have very limited ways to escape. So, yeah, like, efficiency things, advance with your shield, try not to advance too far on defense, and, get used to, like, dancing in and out of your shield when you're fighting people close up, because that's how you do it. And then you, like, you use halt as well to, like, pull them on the other side of the shield, and then it's harder for them to get to you. So it's, you know, it's kind of annoying to actually kill Orisa sometimes if she's doing that well. So get used to doing that as well. Even though it didn't, like, super come up in this game. Important thing. So, those are the main things. Thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. And I hope you found the video helpful.